survive poisoned productions.
Hey guys, so today I'm just going to give you a quick review of these BS Small brushes that I bought off of Amazon. You get 10 of them all together, I believe. You get 5 big face brushes, which I've obviously used today. And then you get 5, or maybe just 4. 5, there we go. I'm like, I swear to God there was 5. And then you get 5 small face brushes. And what I mean by face brushes is most of these are supposed to be used for like concealer and stuff. You do get 2 fluffy ones that you can use for eyeshadow, and you do get a pencil one that you can use for eyeshadow, but these 2, this is like a weird angle one, and this is also like a weird square but thick one, and I think they're just supposed to be for like dotting in spots that you need it. Not really sure. These are kind of 2 useless ones that I think I won't really use, but I mean, for 2 of them to be not good and the rest to be good, that's still 8 out of 10 ain't bad, is all I'm trying to say. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so let's talk about what happened. I was filming basically how I did this makeup look, which is basically just my foundation and bronzer and highlight, and realized I was wearing a green shirt. And I use a green screen, in case you didn't know, and so green doesn't show up on a green screen when I edit it all. So I won't be able to show you how I did this. I will do another video though, obviously, doing that, but I can still give you my honest review of the brushes, which is what we're going to jump into. First off, the brushes came in like an orange envelope, which is pretty regular. I got it from Purolator, so that's pretty standard. And the brushes came inside the envelope. They were in their own little baggie like this. And it is resealable, so you can continue to use this bag if you want to. And then on the back, it has all of the brushes and what they suggest you use them for, which is nice, especially if you're a beginner and you have just like no idea, but you want to get some brushes. And then also inside was this little like pamphlet of information. And so one of the downfalls is when the brushes came, when I took them out, they smelled weird, but they do explain that, I think, on this side in this little pamphlet thingy, that because they've been in the bag so long, they have this weird smell, and what you need to do is wash your brushes with shampoo or brush cleaner and that smell will go away. So last night I did wash my brushes and the smell did go away, so that was a bonus. I mean, it's a little bit irritating that you have to wash your brushes in general the first time you get them, just because you're like, shouldn't they be clean already? But it's probably good practice to wash all your brushes anyways, just because you're not actually sure where they've been or what they've been up to. And you're putting it on your skin, so you should probably just wash all your new brushes anyways. But I'm lazy, so, but still, it wasn't really a big deal at all. The second downfall is that some of them are cut like slightly weird. Like, this one, you can tell it's not like exactly even and has like different like cutting like shapes in it to make it look roundish. And then like some of these ones that if you look like straight across, it definitely has like straggle hairs that aren't like completely flat. Like this brush and this brush are pretty similar. This is my Morphe E6, and this one was probably like $12 by itself, and all of its hairs are completely cut the same length, like no question about it. And this one, there's a few stragglers in this, but honestly, again, that's not really like a make or break. The brush still functions, it's just like visually it's not that appealing to the eye, and if you wanted, you can go and you can cut them yourself, but again, I'm lazy, so I'm not going to. So let's talk about all the different brushes you get. So you kind of get like a wet and dry brush of each, if that makes sense. You get this flat face brush, which is called face flat brush, and then you also get a face round brush. So these are basically the same thing, except this one's just completely flat for like liquids and creams, and this one is rounded more for powders and blending in powders. The powder ones work really well, I will say. I really enjoyed using this one and the angled round brush for my bronzer and stuff. Super good, it works super awesome. This one, it works really well, this wet foundation flat brush. It's just my Morphe E6 works better, just because this one is more dense, so it really like gets the foundation on and stipples it really well, whereas this one has a bit more like movement to it, so it doesn't stipple it as well. So I definitely still like this one better, but this is definitely still a good foundation brush for sure. You can definitely still use it. I just already have one that's better, so I'm probably gonna use that. So then we come to the angle brushes. Like I said, this one's flat, more for like foundations or creams or like cream bronzers if you have it. You could definitely still use this one for powder, but I used the rounded one today and this one worked really well. I used it for buffing in my bronzer all over my face, and girl, it worked fantastic. I really like these like rounded ones. This one, honestly, I think it will still work really well. I'm definitely gonna find a use for it. I'm not like worried about that or anything. I just didn't have a chance to use it today. And then we have this one, which is again good for powders, like getting in under the eye, things like that. I think it's also going to be a very useful brush. I'm not worried about it at all. So now we go into these smaller brushes. These two fluffy brushes, like one is straight up and one's at a bit of an angle, if you can see that. Totally fine. I think these two will be really good for like eyeshadows, or like I used this one for contouring my nose, and then I also used it for my highlights where I wanted in little small spots. Again, worked really well. No problem with those. And this pencil brush, I think it'll be really useful. I use all of my pencil brushes, so again, not worried about that. These two, like I said before, not really sure if I'll be using them too much, but again, having 8 out of 10 brushes be good isn't the worst statistic. So this one's just like, this one like is again more for like concealing spots, which I can see more of a purpose for this, but this one is just like so weird. It's like, it's kind of square, so you think it would be flat, but then you go like this, and it's actually like really like thick, and so I think it's also for like spotting, but like, I don't know. It's just like super confusing, and I don't think I'll be using this at all. But you never know, so I'm not gonna throw it out or anything. Another bonus is all of the brushes look like professional. Like they all have the really nice black handle, and then like the typical silver, I don't know, connecting piece. I don't know what this is actually called. And then all of the brushes do have this like white hairs at the end of it, which is pretty common for like higher end brushes too. It's more easier to basically see when your brushes are dirty, I think is why they have it like that. But yeah, so I mean, overall, I think this was actually like a really good purchase, especially if you're just starting out. You definitely have to realize that like there are gonna be some like quirks and things like that when you're ordering like 10 brushes for $16 rather than just one brush for like 12, right? Like this one's going to be better quality than those just simply because more money got put into one brush. But these ones, honestly, for the price are still really good. I'm gonna give them like a 6.5, 7 out of 10. Maybe even 7.5, just because they did smell when they got here, so you have to wash them. And then this brush, when I first got it, this silver part was actually detached from the black thing, so then it became two separate pieces. But I have a hot glue gun, so that didn't really concern me at all. I just quickly added some hot glue and stuck it back on. But if you didn't have one, that might be more of a problem for you. But they do say in this little pamphlet thingy that I showed you earlier that if you do have a defect, just call them or text them or email them, I think is actually what they actually say. Call them, text them. Why would you have their number? That doesn't even make sense. Yeah, no, you're just supposed to email them at service@bsmall.co and just tell them what happened, basically, and they'll help you sort it out. So that's also nice. But mine, I just quickly glued it back on because, like, that's not a big deal for me. What I would consider a defect is like a bunch of the bristles started falling out. You know what I mean? Like that's more of a problem that you can't really fix. Anything else I feel like you can pretty much fix on your own, but anywho's, yeah, so that was also another downfall, is that I had one defective one. And then again, like with the cutting of them, the cutting isn't perfect, but again, that doesn't stop it from being a good brush. So I think they're all actually pretty good brushes, and they're super soft, which is awesome. They are. I was worried about that because I looked at some on the internet, like on Amazon, they offer a bunch of different brushes, and some of them looked very like not wiry, but like bristly, like they look like they would hurt, that they would almost like scrub your skin, and I definitely did not want that. So honestly, overall, honestly, I'm gonna bump these up to a 7.5. I'm gonna give these a 7.5 out of 10. I think for how much you get and the quality, I think they're really good. I'll probably be giving them like a 10 out of 10 on Amazon because for what I was looking for, they were perfect. But these do have their own quirks as long as you know that. But yeah, if you're looking for like a bunch of face brushes, like I definitely would recommend this. I will have the link in the description box below. However, if you're looking for like eyeshadow brushes, I don't really recommend these small brushes that they give you. They're not really that great for eyeshadow brushes. Like they don't come with a flat brush. Like this, which is pretty typical for like eyeshadow brushes. I think this is like supposed to be like a face brush set. Like I think even the small ones are supposed to be mostly used for face brushes, which is what this little back thing will tell you, which is also nice. But yeah, so I'm gonna firmly put my feet in the ground and give this like a 7.5 out of 10. I think they're really good, but they do have some quirks with them, which brought them down a little bit. But I definitely think that if you guys are looking for face brushes, especially like me, I just wanted to get more face brushes to see if, like how I like them, because really I only have like 2 or 3 that I use right now. So now I have a bunch that I can use and I can try out and I can see what I like and what I don't like, and for a reasonable cost. So that was a bonus. But yeah, I hope you guys liked this video. I hope you learned something. I'm sorry that I couldn't show you how I actually use them just because I clearly haven't had enough coffee this morning, and I can't believe that I tried to wear a green shirt with a green background. Like, what is my life? But yeah, these are super fun, super affordable. If you're looking for face brushes, I definitely think this is a good set to start with. If you aren't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I try to put out videos once a weekend. And also check out my Instagram account, poison_productions. I do a lot of like fantasy makeup looks on there, or just makeup looks that I don't have time to like film a video for. But yeah, I think that's all I have to say to you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time.